Not gonna lie, I'm kind of just waiting for Stream Elements to catch up. Come on, Stream Elements. You can do it. I believe in you. Ooh, and only 6 minutes late. Nice. There you go, Stream Elements. Okay. Okay. Yes, so I have accidentally opened the Stanley Parable since the last time I streamed. Twice, actually. Once, I was trying to check if I can get a, I put a thing inside of Steam and ended up seeing if I could get a thing called the Serious Room ending. Seems like that's no longer possible inside the Ultra Deluxe, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Probably has to do with the fact that, I was about to say, what's this happen? Whatever. Because the fact that it's going on to consoles. But yeah. But I forgot that when you start the game, there's a thing where you set the clock, and there are issues with that. So there's nothing really that that was like extremely important. Besides, at first, the first time, it was just like a bunch of sliders because the person talking to us during that thing had told us before, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make more sliders. And then the second time that I accidentally started up again was it basically told us that we would no longer hear from it, as you just saw, it did not show up, but also that it would show up again, but we have to find it. So that's something we're gonna have to look for. And then I thought this epilogue thing had just shown up, but we're not gonna do that just yet. We need to do some things first. I want to just a couple more bucket endings.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company.
I do wonder what happens if I set like the time to like 427 or something. Just a second. What? Yeah? Sorry about that. Have you started your stream? Yeah? Dang it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone? Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone.
Yes.
Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power.
Oh, no.
Its fangs glistening like...
Oh, no. Oh.
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket.
Oh, but I
nor
will.
the dark magic cast away inside of it.
But I totally will. Huh.
All of his co-workers were gone.
That was
What could
unexpected.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Might miss.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him. Stanley took the bucket with him into this little hallway and closed the doors.
Yes.
This was their hideout. No one would ever find them here. Of course, no one would ever find them anyway because everyone was missing.
Yes.
But Stanley chose to ignore this fact and instead focus on how cool the hideout was.
Yes.
Just him and the bucket, two renegade heroes against the world, inside their secret, undetectable hideout, here, next to room 417. What a treat.
Yes. How long do I wait? Is there something more?
Ah, no, apparently not. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yes.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Okay.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Already been down
cargo
there?
lift.
So we need to be
Good.
up there.
Said the
We also need to
bucket.
go in there.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
Yeah.
But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Yep.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Okay.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press T to take me to work with you, okay?
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Oh. Take me back home with you? Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
Yeah.
To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him.
Dang. That was some lightning. Like, that might have even been picked up by the mic. I'm not sure. That was loud. It's not even
But I
that
don't
cloudy.
know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I don't know. Oh, there's a bucket. Okay. Gonna go back to work. Okay.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press N to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me
Yeah.
he trusted and listened to.
Yeah.
Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
To ignore anyone if your life except me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Yes, it does. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press G to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
H to reveal this same day over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Why to go back home to work? Okay. To go home to work, to home to work. Okay. Is anyone been keeping track of letters?
I'm having feelings.
To spell a word,
The
I don't
bucket.
know.
No. What's
Probably
going
not,
on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks.
Oh.
What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Oh.
Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket.
No.
Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Oh boy. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. A cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley
I
chose
think they
not to
can.
think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Hello, Bean. How are you doing today? If you're wondering why we're going down to this ending again, I'm unplugging the phone.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Yeah, I know.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay. The bucket actually... okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, the bucket actually unlocks new endings. Like, I've been down over there. Okay. I've been down over there. That now leads to, like, a big game show type thing for, is it a bucket? Oh, balloons. I've not been down there, that's what I'm gonna do next. I just answered the phone, and it went down this whole insanity ending of like, oh man. But yeah. Then there was also the, sabotage ending. I have turned the machine back on and off. That's something I've done. And I've also fallen to the bottom. Yeah, this time we're gonna unplug
Now
it.
pick up the phone. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders?
Yes.
Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A
No.
talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke?
I don't know.
Should I have paused for longer?
Maybe.
Or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult.
I know, right?
I wish I were better at it. But there
Yeah.
isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Ooh.
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look. What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
Yes.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name.
What?
Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time.
Of course.
With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds
Okay.
and no less than 13 and a half, pausing
What?
only for bathroom breaks when necessary.
What?
When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, I'm Dunny with the funny.
I'm Dunny with
Let's
the
practice
funny.
screaming, I'm Dunny with the funny now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times.
Dang.
Just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point,
Stop
you
laughing.
gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause,
Yes.
just as our children must do after us,
What?
and their children after them.
Of course.
Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Yes.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well,
No,
no
that's
matter.
right.
I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then.
Yes.
So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery.
Okay.
Come along, let's head back.
Okay. I always missed the jump ending. If it makes you feel better, it wasn't really that interesting. It was really just, oh man, he jumped off and died, but he clutched the bucket while he died because he likes the bucket. Oh yeah, I also went through the window. I got the bucket enough, I went back and then got in the window. That was another ending. It was like where the bucket was an enemy. Huh.
I can feel it. This time,
I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket
Oh, I'll
spoke.
figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Yeah. How I win the joke game? I think I won. You, yeah. Interesting, yes. Now, I'm hoping that'll end up letting me go down both paths. This time it's like, oh man, go through the left door and you're wrong.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Oh.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which
Yes.
culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off.
Yeah.
The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room.
Of
What
course.
an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will
Okay.
help me improve
Yeah.
my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Now we'll actually, yep.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Yes.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yeah. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
It was funny.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery?
Yes.
Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes.
You're really good at
I
jokes.
need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos.
Yes.
Let's see.
Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Oh, can I not do the heaven? Okay, I was like, can I not do the heaven ending like this? But I can. Wait, but if the... Ooh, I don't think I can actually go back. I don't think I can do the heaven ending with the bucket. I could be wrong.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
What's
to his
next?
chest. And this was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Next up would be
Stanley
that little
took the door on his
videotape
left
ending.
to go back to the meeting
I don't know if that would
room,
be any different since it's new content,
No,
but maybe.
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Usually the tape would have played by now. Oh. It is different.
Okay, this is day number 295.
Okay.
Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track.
Huh.
Nothing feels real anymore.
Huh.
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Yeah.
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
What?
Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
Yes.
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Yeah.
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back.
Yep.
Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
Oh.
What's that? Who's there?
Gambarata. What the heck is that? Okay. I like that this game just like sometimes just becomes a horror game. Like, dude. Okay, thank you for lurking. Have fun playing Minecraft.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
That's
it
scary,
mean?
yeah.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and
What's
entered
next?
the door on his left.
So we've been down, jump off the cargo lift, jump off the ledge, both of the car. Okay, yeah. I think we just have the confusion ending
This
on the
was
right
not
door
the
left.
correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I'm honestly really
And
curious.
here it
in what-
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I'm actually
Stanley
really
took
curious
the
in
door
what
on
the
his left
confusion
to
ending
go
will be.
back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Congratulations, Rock, on being first. Also, how you doing today?
Oh,
Hello.
good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this
What?
place eventually.
It's the line. Bean, it's the
You
line.
see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
Computer.
It's this bucket you're carrying around
No.
everywhere.
No.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and
Yes.
the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the
Yes.
Adventure Line go somewhere new.
Yes.
Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Yes.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off
Yeah.
to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yeah.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then.
Yes.
Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
Yes.
But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I'm willing to admit that I like the line more than the
Don't
bucket.
you get it,
but
Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think
like
it'll
that.
make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
I don't know, man.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows.
Then wait.
That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley
music,
Parable
yes.
characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder
Yes, I
what
can.
sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
Oh,
Quickly
boy.
now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give
No.
the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh. Huh. What is that?
The
Also,
Bucket
2%
Destroyer,
charger found.
my prized creation. You had so much potential.
Yeah.
We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Yes. Now I have to go back and actually feed the bucket. Destroy the bucket. That was cool. Make charges that at an angle.
All of his
That's
co-workers
odd.
were gone. What could it mean?
Hold up.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is like a new office, or didn't I just have like the biggest brain fart ever? We turned right before, right, Bean?
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but
That's true.
Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Bean, we turned right before, right?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the
I wanna see
bucket
if
calling
the-
to him, telling him that the employee lounge
Aw.
was simply the place to be.
The line's not there. But now we
And
must
here it was. Had the
destroy the
bucket
bucket.
turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
That was the chaos.
Stanley took the
That's
door on
chaos
his
ending,
left
yes.
to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Yeah, I just like how all the different characters and things were there. Also, I checked. I'm like 99% sure the
Good,
serious
Stanley.
room
I'm
ending is
glad you
not a
found
thing
your way
anymore.
here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
You know, the painting right there.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what
I have an
fans
idea.
want from a sequel. They want
can't do that
more
right
of their
now. It'll be a
favorite
while.
jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Yeah.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
I might also try to end up
also was
walking
not
in
in the
if I
original
can.
game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to
I
spell
got
it out
3
for
ads.
you.
Oh god.
Go ahead now, Stanley.
No, I cannot.
Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Oh.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character...
Okay, never mind. I didn't even realize that I couldn't throw it in. Because I didn't
All of his
attempt to.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
Nobody
go
in,
to the
nobody in,
meeting
there's
room.
nobody in.
Perhaps he had simply missed him. It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
You can't put in? No. It just like made us look at the bucket, that's it.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was... Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Yeah.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can
No.
feel that, can't you? The
Yeah, I
aura
can.
of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
It doesn't.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
I won't.
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
Okay.
This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
Yes.
You can't hand it over.
No.
Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults
Yeah.
simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
You ain't getting
Stanley,
my bucket.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
But even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait. Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never.
Yeah.
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Me and the
Expand
bucket
on
are
the
best
wide
friends.
variety of experiences you and the bucket
Bring it
have
on.
shared together.
I will
Go
fight
through
you.
each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich
You're
emotional
disgusting.
landscape of your feelings for the bucket,
You-
as they have changed and evolved
No.
over the years. Let him have it.
You all don't, like, most of you don't even belong in a broom closet. This shelf is very useful, but it's holding a lot of useless stuff.
Okay,
Why?
I've
What is
got
this
you
even
something
for?
which I think will help settle this debate once
Why is this
and for
cardboard
all.
here?
Here we go.
Oh,
There.
Property
Now
Stanley.
it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with
Yeah.
all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yes. By the way, can someone please put Bean's words there. You can't.
All right,
put in.
I've got a second sticker
In
back
quotes,
here,
please.
and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Yeah.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
It's a bucket.
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Yeah.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I'll see you outside, and we
Okay.
can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Yes. Bean, did you do that on purpose? Okay, if I leave. Go back in. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the
Have I
boss's
been down
office.
yet? I have not. Okay, where do I want to go? I'm gonna go up first. Maybe a smart decision, because isn't this... or not.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yes.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay. I was asking you could put the bucket in the bucket destroyer. Yeah, I knew that's what you meant. I was just wondering if you were just...
downward, plummeting towards an
double
unknown
meaning.
fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if
Yeah.
not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I have already turned the machine on
Stanley
and
and the
off.
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
As we saw, new endings do change, so... Actually, there's
Lights
multiple
rose
things I want to do.
on an enormous room packed with television
There's
screens.
so much I want to do.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
There's just so many things I want to do inside this game. Yes, so... first thing we're going to do is we're going to fall off.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he
Yep.
tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below.
Yep.
Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there.
Yeah.
Never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
Oh no.
It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going
real
back,
cat.
doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending.
I already did that.
This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Oh boy. Hello, crew. How are you doing today? Sorry it took so long to end up responding. And also, I am hydrating. I have drank water. We jump next, or what do you mean? There are so many endings, it's hard to end up remembering everything. Starting a life with the bucket? Yes. Gonna have kids? Absolutely, that's definitely what's happening. Hello, Apple, how are you doing today? Sorry I missed you as well. Narration. I don't want to cut off the narrator, because it makes things confusing. What did I just read, Bean? Don't question it. Just accept the bucket, Apple. Hello. I can't spell? Yeah. Spelling's hard. 81%, it's confirmed. 33%, I'll take it. That's not bad. I slept through 10 alarms? I can't even sleep through one. Maybe our alarm clock's just really loud. I don't know.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Doing great. Wow. Well, I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm sorry you slept through 10 alarms. Off the platform, we did jump. Yes, that is.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I don't know what computer it switched to. I have an idea.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective,
Question it.
yet delicate,
Exclamation.
assertive,
12%.
yet
That's not enough.
compassionate.
Okay. Yes, so, to end up explaining what I'm doing, this thing, it resets every single time I end or I reset or whatever. So I'm clicking all of these things, and after the final one's going to be in my office, and as you can see, I can't get to my office after I get the bucket, which means theoretically it would be the same ending, but here's the thing. There was another ending that Apple and crew, you guys weren't here yet, but there was another ending, the confusion ending, where we saw my computer again, and I think we can get another ending out of that, a heaven ending. I know that's all very
Stanley
confusing, it's just a
clutched the
big
bucket
jumble of
tightly
words.
to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes, I did. Yeah, there's just like a lot.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet.
No.
Simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
I do like how the
But
stickers
alas,
stay there.
No stickers.
Okay. I do have an idea. There's so many things.
Coming to a
Okay,
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Let's go downstairs. So many things to do.
but Stanley just couldn't do it.
Nope.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Yeah.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
I don't know.
All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Anyone
His
notice
boss
anything?
would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Is this the same
He
ending?
looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Maybe not.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket.
Am I crazy?
The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Okay.
That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom
Yeah.
for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Huh.
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday
No.
bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket?
It
This
literally
is all
says
terribly wrong.
property of
Surely no
Stanley.
good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre
Okay.
hallucinations Stanley might experience
Yeah.
without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Yeah.
And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which
Oh,
was,
no.
of course, very odd.
Yeah.
And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh,
What?
gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me!
Where?
The bucket!
Where are you?
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to
Where is my
return to his old
bucket?
friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful.
Oh no.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked
What?
to her place of work.
Hey.
But on this particular day, her walk
They just
was
added in, like,
interrupted by the
PNG.
body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
Yeah.
Of course he'd gone mad.
Yeah.
Ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how
Yeah.
everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game.
Yeah.
It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
Yeah.
How cruel
Maybe.
the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
Yeah.
There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What? That's impressive. Can someone send me like a video of them backflipping to work? Like, I can't tell you how much I'd pay for that. Like, that would be so entertaining. Anyways. Set to the loudest too? Really? I didn't even know that was a, like, that's not a setting on my alarm clock. It's just always the loudest it can be. Alarm that slaps you? Oh no. I should try that. I cannot handle that. Could possibly go wrong, right? Nope, nothing. Everything could go wrong. No, I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna be surprised too if I didn't wake up from that. Yeah. I like these poll options. I didn't even see the poll. Normal bucket? Yeah. Tom Lands, I am not a bully. You're wrong. No. I disagree. So they are having kids? I mean... Stanley X Bucket. I ship it. Can someone make a fan fiction? Half joking. What? This game is so funny. Yeah, I'm telling you, Apple, you gotta play it on stream. This is so funny. And there's so many endings. Like, it's so good. Is Stanley a bucket? Oh, or not. No, it's just like inside of us. Why did he die? Because there was a bucket inside of us.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Bucket?
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So many things to do. Okay, what are we doing next? Escape ending? Let's do the
Still no
escape
one was
ending.
here. Stanley needed the
Or-
bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no
Okay,
remaining
it's just the same.
stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
Actually,
walked upstairs
let's
to
do
the
the,
boss's office.
Rocket ending, or whatever it is.
Stepping in...
Yep. Oh, also. Of course. Okay. I'll admit, Apple, if you do even consider playing this game, whether it's on stream or not, you are kind of getting a couple spoilers on how to get some endings, but this is specifically with the bucket. So, if I didn't have the bucket, they would have like different outcomes. So that's something you can keep in mind. There are different endings with it. Where was I going again? Right, here. Need that? What? Yeah. Oh, spoilers. But yeah, we're going up this staircase. It'll be a bit. If I could fast forward it, I would. Yeah, how you guys doing today? I have not asked that to Crew or Apple for some reason. So how you guys doing? Good, bad, subpar? Tuesday? Magnificent? Extraordinary? I'll think of more words. Give me a minute. Oh, this is it. Okay. Yeah. Squad will eliminate apply at once triggered, cannot be disabled or paused. Okay, so it's the same. If the narrator is not present, notice how the narrator has not said anything, and we like literally cut off the narrator. By the way, the floors aren't changing for some reason. Don't question it. But yeah, if we cut off the narrator there, the narrator's now gone. And if the narrator's gone, it says there that this rocket that we're about to walk into does not work. So, is it different? We'll see. It might be the same as without the bucket. I don't know. Oh, there's actual animation. We're saving the bucket! Go. Be free. Even though there's no narrator, which means I'm actually sending you to your death. But to be fair, I'm gonna die too. Everyone here's gonna die. The narrator's gonna die. The bucket's gonna die. I'm gonna die. Like, this is a terrible ending, but still, save the bucket! Yes! It's so beautiful. I'm assuming we're not gonna end up seeing, yeah. That's it. That was cool. I'm doing Tuesday, yes. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bean. I am very sorry to hear that. That was actually the worst option. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. Tuesday was the worst option there, so I'm so sorry, Bean. I hope you feel better. Best mod debatable? Yeah, very debatable.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I guess that actually, like, saved the bucket, like, fully. Like, we do not have access to the bucket anymore. What? Huh? Okay. What else is there, then? In life? I'm assuming that's because either we saved the bucket, or what's more likely, we got all the endings with the bucket. Because, off the top of my head, the only thing that would really be left would be the escape ending, which leads down to just like a little area. Yeah, that's like its own thing. Like, and there's no reason to end up changing it with the bucket. Huh. Okay. Huh. Well, now what? Okay. I think I know what we have to do. Nobody was really in stream at the time, but I mentioned the fact that off stream I tried to end up seeing if we could have access to another ending. Turns out that ending was taken away due to the fact that this game is going to be on like consoles as well. So there was just like something, there was like a console type thing, you could type something in. It's basically a quote-unquote cheats ending, where you put in like a fake cheat thing, and then the narrator will be mad at us, saying, "Oh, why are you trying to use cheats, Stanley?" But that's no longer a thing. I was trying to see if that was a thing, and I thought while I opened it, there's like a little thing where you put in the time. It's really hard to explain without showing you, but yeah, we missed a couple things. But there was a person voice thing on the screen, and it was telling us, hey, I can no longer contact you, and you can no longer contact me, but you can find me again if you look for me. And then right after they said that, I was able to unlock this epilogue thing. That's a terrible explanation. It's really, like, you guys did not get a word of that, I'm sure. But that is the best way to describe it. Epilogue. Many, many years later. Oh! Okay. Oh. We've been here before. Okay, so it was revealed that the narrator was like kind of pressed on some of the reviews on the old Stanley Parable because they got just a couple negative reviews. And after it was revealed that Stanley was... Actually, I'm not going to spoil that, but it might be revealed here. We'll see. Yeah, now we're like on our own without the narrator. Huh. Can I burn myself? I can't. Huh. Whoa, okay, now. I missed a lot. I'm sorry if the music's loud. I'm gonna fall asleep, I'm sorry, crew. But also, yes, get some sleep. The time. The pot! Dude, I want to check out that and this. The pod that saved the bucket. Come on. Yes. You're alive. You're safe. Thank God. I feel like I've seen the game on like TikTok or something in the voice. Well, the original game came out in like what, 2013, I think? 2016? It's not one of those two. What? I have to catch up on chat, just a second. Hello, Lynn, how you doing today? I did not see you come in. Ah, so many things I missed. I'm joking, don't attack me. Okay. Music is awesome, yeah. I'm very sleepy. Yeah, get some sleep. Stretch, you got it. I played laser tag before this, so you can bet it's easy to stretch. Ugh, okay, there's your stretch. Just got here. Was it with 3 ads? Oh, wow. Skip button room? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there was a whole skip bucket room, or skip, oh my god, skip button room thing, and it led to this area. This seems to be a continuation from that, to those who aren't aware. It's hard to explain this without, like, you guys just, like, seeing it all or playing it, yeah. How did we get the bucket back? Okay, so we sent the bucket off inside of an ending. Lynn, were you here with the rocket ending? Because that's what we did, but we saved the bucket this time. So that's where we just got the bucket from. Is that the place where the skip bucket room was? Yes, it is. Laser tag is so much fun. Yeah, I really liked laser tag. It's like an addiction. But also not, because I rarely get to do it. But yeah, when I do have access to it, I have a good time. So much fun, yeah. Be right back. Okay. See you later, Apple. And also see you later, crew, as well. Sleep well. No? Okay, I wasn't sure if you were here for that. Okay. I guess you weren't. Huh. Does this change whether or not I have a bucket or not? I don't know. All the other endings did, so I'm assuming this does. Blog. The Stanley Parable 2. The Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspiring. Okay, so this is like going for the Stanley Parable against Stanley Parable 2. Which means I'm assuming these reviews are made up, because that's because, you know, how did they get those reviews before the game came out?
Jim.
For those of you unaware, there were buttons before that. They are supposed to, when you press it, they'll say your name. My name's not Jim, but they were only set to ever say Jim, which is funny. Developer, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. Okay. Which, honestly, fair enough. Heh. These things. These things really are an addiction. Okay. Gym button? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for enjoying the new content. I love the new content. That was so much fun. I love the old content too, because I haven't played it before. Let's do it. Hello again. Yeah, this voice, it told us, hey, you can find me and then we can talk again, but until then, no, we cannot talk. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you too. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. It really is. It's sad. Did you read what the developer said? Not everything. Preserve the integrity of the franchise. What nonsense. The Stanley Parable is not sacred. A second. Okay. Thought someone was going to walk in. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. That's kind of a bit much. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Oh no, my laptop. There we go. Into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what the people thought of his work. This is not the narrator, which is interesting. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. Alright. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. Ah, yes. We also really need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Goody? What is that word? I'm assuming it's pronounced gaudy. Go ahead. Try combining some random words together and make new title for our game. The Stanley Parable 3. Spectacular computer virus. Oh god. Deadly computer virus. Let's do it. Let's go with that. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick the new subtitle. Okay. That was the Stanley Parable. Will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again, and again, and again. With a new title screen, of course. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? Absolutely. I like it. But I want you to have a say as well. Okay. I thought we were doing just like a good joke thing. No, absolutely not. I do not want the Stanley Parable to die. Because this game is so much fun. I understand. Sometimes we're not ready to move on. That's fine. If you ever change your mind and want to start inventing new sequels, come talk to me. I'll be right here. Huh. Okay. And now if I begin the game again, I'm assuming the bucket will be back. That's funny. This man...
This is the story of a man named...
This man does not care at all. He just roasts the narrator. God, goodness, yeah. Just... Who needs
All of
the
his
narrator?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Replacement
simply
bucket.
missed a memo. And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Aw. I'm sorry. Oh, it's back. Wait. I'm going back. I think I missed something. Actually, I'm very confident that I missed something. There it is.
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek.
Okay.
Could his co-workers really all be gone?
We'll see it next time. What was next?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
Okay,
left.
so we've done everything over here, I think. Yeah. So over here... There's just so much content in this game. It's
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
we've been
Perhaps his
downstairs.
boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
Go
Stanley
upstairs.
and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay. What's next is we're going to go the escape ending. That's what we'll do with the up and down with the elevator ending. And then, what's after that? Just attempt new things, I guess? Ooh, actually, they're...
Stanley
So
and
many
the
things.
bucket walked straight ahead through
We'll
the
see.
large door that read, Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Yes.
The door behind them was not shut.
Yep.
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yep.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yeah, I've been down all the other paths there, so... Here we go. Why is the boss's office a whole mini mansion? Don't question it. Huh. Okay. If you question it, then, like, so many things
As the
might go
machine
wrong.
whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
How dare
To
you?
be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
Well,
This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
but it's such a cool
Farewell,
bucket.
Stanley.
It stopped earlier than that.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
Yep.
as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh yeah, and Stanley too. Stanley
It was
Parable.
a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way,
Yeah.
but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh, I don't have my bucket anymore. Yes, it was. The bucket. Okay. Oh, is Stanley gonna get crushed? Yes, that was a previous ending. Welcome to the museum. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. A cavernous void, but though use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full of enriched and sustained knowledge of the bucket and its history. In all true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in the exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? It was an amazing bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and
Yeah.
to claim it for his own?
Yeah.
Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in
Yeah.
his short life?
It's like the little person thing with the arms out, except now it's a bucket. Alright, no bucket. Okay. Praising the almighty bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
Yeah.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Okay. What? I was about to talk about how that was the bottomless
There is
pit.
something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will
Okay.
right this terrible wrong.
Okay.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
Okay.
Don't reset the game.
Okay.
Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
Yeah.
We can save the world's
Kill
buckets
him.
from their treatment as tools and implements
And
if only we
Stanley.
let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as
Yes.
commander of a new world, a new vision.
Yes. Let the bucket reign supreme. What time is it? It's almost 5. Okay, we're fine. Is the bucket a cult? What in the heavens? Okay. That's the heaven ending. Ironic that you said that, Lynn. Look what this
All of his
calm
co-workers
down.
were gone. What could
It's
it mean?
2 stickers.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps, is Stanley without the bucket really Stanley at all?
I don't know.
No, surely not.
I didn't think so. Okay, let's try something.
Stanley
think
clutched the
real quick,
bucket
have we done
tightly to
everything?
his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes, we have done everything. Okay, so where do I need to go? To the confusion ending.
This was
Because
not the correct way to the meeting
You saw how
room.
my computer
But
was
Stanley
set
had
to,
felt
like,
the
I just have to
bucket
click
calling
it and I'll go to the heaven.
telling him that the employee
There,
lounge
inside
was
the
simply
confusion
place to
ending, we
be.
see a
And
version
here
of
it
my
was.
computer.
Had the bucket turned out to be
I'm
correct?
wondering
No,
if
never
it
mind.
will show
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the
the
door on
thing,
his
so if
left.
we can go to the
to
heaven
back,
ending
and so
with
the
the
two
bucket.
of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
It's just right here, so we can see real quick if I'm right or not.
Oh, good
When the
Stanley.
heavens.
I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place
Aw,
eventually.
no.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you.
Okay. Okay. So, that's everything. As far as I'm aware. Well, there is one thing. There are a couple of achievements
All
that I
of
want
his
to get.
co-workers were gone. What could it
Spam
mean?
the spacebar.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
You can't
Perhaps
jump.
he had simply missed.
That's the achievement I just got. Begin the game again. I need to speed run the game as fast as possible.
All of his
That's another
co-workers
ending.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I cannot bring the bucket with me to speed run the game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
We might have to go through this
That kind of
like
anxiety
2 more
isn't
times to
healthy.
end up getting it.
So
Just
he relaxed
let us
for a
in.
few moments with some calming new age music.
Oh, we haven't done the up and down. Oh my god. I'm so dumb. So many things in this game.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yep.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Come on.
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, we got a bit more time there. Not as much as I could
Now
have,
the
but
monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of
yes,
an
there is a way that I
employee
can like
in the
go
building.
around and
Stanley's
do that, but
co-workers.
the
The
chance of doing
lives
that
of
are very
so
low.
many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
No.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided...
coming new age music, yes. I'm not playing the new update, but there are frogs in front of me in Minecraft. Ooh, nice.
blackness, and a rising chill
Wait, what?
of uncertainty.
How?
Was it over?
We should get the bird ending. That would we would need the bucket for.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
By speedrunning, I mean I need
Unshackled
to get this
himself from
ending
someone
without the
else's
bucket,
command.
where I
Freedom
turn
was
the
mere
machine
moments
off.
away.
and I have to.
Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
I have to do it as fast as
Where
possible.
had his
This probably is not
co-workers
going to do it.
gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Probably not.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I don't think I got it. Nope. Oh well. Try 2. Oh, we're actually free? Yes. That is what happens when we turn off the machine. Oh,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
that's
mean?
actually a really good one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the
Sometimes
door
the
on
office
his
can end up
left.
changing. When you get the really short ones,
Yet
that really
there was not
upgrades
a
the time.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
you see how much time we just saved?
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets.
Not the
keypad,
fastest we can
Stanley
get here,
pushes
but
some buttons.
it's
Oh,
something.
hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Good morning, Rock. ¿Cómo estás? I don't know what that one is. Probably should, but whatever. That could
Stanley
actually just
walked
be good
straight
morning.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only
Sorry, just need to
reason
put
he
that in
was
chat
happy
real
with his
quick, just in
boring
case.
job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
It's the number of that screen that's
No.
glitchy.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
see it?
own life
No.
in someone else's control.
There was a glitchy screen there,
Never.
and I just wanna
It was
see if I can find the
unthinkable.
room.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
it means-
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy,
How
or
are you?
sad, or content. Walking, eating,
how are you?
working.
Dang
All of it monitored and commanded from
Slacking
this
in your
very
Smash lessons,
place.
I see. No,
And as
I
the cold reality of his
have not
past
missed a
began
single
to
day.
sink
I
in,
have a
Stanley decided
streak of, what, like 46 now or something? I'm just not good at remembering things. Esto bien y usted? I don't think I knew
blackness.
some of those
a
words
rising
at all.
chill
I don't
of
think I was ever
uncertainty.
taught some of those words.
Was it over?
Dang, that's impressive time. Yeah,
Yes.
I just have a lot of free time.
He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he
I
been
think I can
freed
feel
from
it.
the machine's
I'm gonna end up
grasp?
getting that
What
ending
other
here.
mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight
I had the
streamed
second
into
fastest
the chamber,
way to
he realized
reveal
none
the
of this
secret,
mattered to him. For it was
base
not
area,
knowledge or
mind
even
control
power
facility.
that he had been
I
seeking.
had the
but
short, I'm
happiness.
pretty sure, like,
Perhaps his
the
goal
first
had
or
not
second
been to
shortest
understand,
hallway you can
but
get.
to let go. No longer would anyone
And,
tell him where to go, what to do.
I ended up getting a
or how
little
to
thing where I landed on the
Whatever
platform
life
below.
he lives,
Stuff that I
it will
saved a lot of
be
time.
his. And that
There.
was all
So yeah,
he needed to know.
I have to get it here.
It
If I
was
don't get it,
perhaps the
I'm not
only
doing it
thing
on
worth
stream.
knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt
Speedrun,
the cool
booyah,
breeze
did it.
upon his skin.
You can't see it, but it's in the
The
bottom right
feeling of
corner.
liberation.
I
The
can see it.
immense
That's what matters.
possibility
I got a
of the new
speedrun
path
achievement.
before
Booyah.
him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Height. Okay. The up and down ending. That's what's next. With the bucket, because I forgot about it.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay.
We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work.
Yes.
Can you verify that this is correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank
Had
you
to
again
click.
for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay. That's actually a thing that I knew was in the game. It's not always a thing that can happen. So I was like kind of just hoping that I'd get to
As
see that.
Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt
But
a
yeah,
connection
that,
to all
that
buckets
call
everywhere.
in the next
This adventure,
game,
he
I believe
decided,
we
was
actually
for all
will
of
see
them.
the cardboard boxes.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm assuming it's going to be similar to the famous person ending that we got before from the up and down ending.
Still no one was here. Stanley
But
needed the
it'll
bucket's
be more
warmth
like
and
the
comfort now
bucket's
more
famous.
than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm still impressed by how much luck I got there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I think the best I ever got in German was like 20, really? I'm gonna go to my YT. Okay, violin. Hope you have a good rest of your day. You're missing the up and down ending, but...
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up?
Yeah.
When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3.
Yeah.
I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again.
Yeah.
The bucket said nothing.
Huh. That's odd. Bucket usually always says something.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent.
What the...
This was a shock to Stanley,
Yeah.
who had always felt such a connection with the bucket.
Yeah.
How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him?
Yeah.
Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Okay.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
I don't know. Maybe. You're back, okay. See ya, Rock. Guess everyone's missing the up and down ending. Come on, guys.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me.
Yes.
You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel.
Yes.
He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
I'm here. Oh, okay, Bean. You excited to see what happens?
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket
If you
for
don't
a
press 3,
reaction
that's a good
of some
idea.
kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Yeah.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another.
Yeah.
Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's?
I don't know.
The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely
Like
there
press
was a
something else.
solution,
Okay.
mustn't there be?
Silence. That's odd. I think it might be too late to...
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do.
Maybe.
I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference.
Yeah, it's too
where
late
he
to
would
not press
speak
3.
to the public.
I'm assuming we
on
want to make a
all
difference.
matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over.
Like, the game's
He
precise,
would
but it's not that
elaborate
precise.
fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Yes. Okay, so it looks exactly the same.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
3, 3, huh. I do wonder. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 3, red 3s. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think I didn't miss any. So like 13 red 3s and 17 red 3s. What would that be?
This
like
was
30
it.
in total?
One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
Yep. Let's do it. Let's show how much the number 3 means to me.
There was
You'll
no
see,
one
Bucket.
here.
Oh.
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
But number 3. Bucket is everything I have. That was weird, like a text box showed up there. It was 14 and 17. Yeah, there were 33 threes. Oh, okay. That makes sense. We lose, we sad, yeah. Only stickers together. Only sticking together for their kids, yeah. But the divorce is imminent. Yes, it is. Sadly. Also, I already tried. We cannot get the bucket and bring it back. I don't know if you were paying attention at the time. Ooh. Okay, we'll see that in a second. But yeah, we'll get the bucket. We came back here. You cannot open up the door again. And then I tried going to the confusion ending. This computer's not the same as that computer. But boxes. Boxes.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Everywhere.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You see? Because the call said you wanted 150 or whatever. Cardboard boxes. So cardboard boxes. So many. I don't know if you've seen that before, Bean. Dang. Is that everything? Let me think. Okay, so we've gone back to the window.
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest,
didn't answer the phone,
and entered
fell
the door
off.
on his left.
Went to that little tunnel, went down to the red door and blue door. Confusion ending. Then left side. Broom closet downstairs. Up and down ending. Walked out to the rocket. Escape. Yes, no, falling. Yeah, that's everything. I think we have officially done everything inside the game, except gone to the epilogue and answered, yes, I would like to make more of the Stanley Parable. Okay, let's do this. Boxes, yes, exactly. Many, many years later, yeah. Okay, we're just gonna have to go through this again. I don't know if walking away makes a difference. It probably doesn't. They probably already have a set distance, so then that won't be an issue. Half moon. It might be waning / waxing. I don't know. We can't really know if it's waning or waxing without seeing it in other phases across days. But clearly it's been, they said it's been years, so. Bean, do you want me to save the bucket again from that rocket? Your decision. I'm fine either way, because we've already seen that doesn't really make a difference as far as I can tell. You saw what ending? The ending of traveling through here, because it was a yes or no question thing, and I answered no. I didn't want to choose yes yet. I've been paying attention. I haven't really left stream at all. Oh, nice. But would you like me to save the bucket? I'm gonna walk over here unless you say yes, because I don't want to go through the work of walking over there and be like, nah, you're good. I don't really care. Okay. It's quicker and easier. Just do this. We got, what, like an hour left? I don't know how much is left of the game, so it could be that I had more than enough time to grab that bucket, but oh well.
Jim.
Oh, is this that's a dead end? That's where we're going. Nope. This is where we're going. Okay. Let's do it. Computer friend. Oh, hello. You're back. It's good to see you again. Good to see you too. Did you reconsider my idea of inventing new silly subtitle sequels like Stanley Parable 3, Nonsense Criminals? Would you like to start doing that now? Let's do it. Good. Then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you've put the faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? No. I kind of watched a video on how to get all the achievements, so I already knew this was coming, but shh, you didn't hear that from me. Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright. There. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spirit on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I am ready. Are you ready? Yeah, great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Okay, I can do that. 5:27. It's PM. 5. Actually, 26, because that clock is fast. Okay. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. You got it. And maybe a bit more. There we go. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Deadly computer virus. That's the thing I chose. Oh, okay. That's funny. Oh, right. I also forgot something. Go into the settings. 72. Five. There's an achievement for this, sorry. Borderless. 1920, 1080. Okay. Oh boy. Was that 68? Okay, it was, I assume. Okay. 8 times AA. High. You have to click literally everything. English. Oh. Medium. 80. Oh wait. I really hope I don't miss something on accident. There it is. There's the achievement. You can't see it, but setting World Championship. That's what it's called, because I have done everything on the settings. I have set every single thing there. I saw it ending. Okay. Credits? Credits, no. Would we go here again? I'm so confused. Okay, I guess begin the game. I guess.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I guess we'll watch the intro, why not?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Intro, because I think this is going to be the final stream.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change
Deadly
Stanley.
computer virus.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly
It's the awaiting
wrong.
input.
Shocked, frozen solid,
I've never seen that in the
Stanley
intro
found
before.
himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
There's also a thing where, like, don't play the game for 10 years and leave the game playing for an entire Tuesday. You can do that with changing your clock inside on your device. But yeah, I'll do that on my own time. Maybe not the Tuesday one, because that would be... You can't, like, leave the game and have to change a clock. So, yeah. I don't know how I'm going to pull that one off if I do decide to do it, but we'll see.
All of his co-workers
The 10-year
were
one is
gone.
actually easier,
What could
oddly.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, there was something I had to do. Okay. The new area
Now
is
this,
unlocked.
Stanley thought to himself,
The new
this
content area.
is a bucket. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
It's hard to keep track of everything.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on
okay.
home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Yep.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful.
Yes.
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Even though I'm holding one of them. Anyways, yeah. There's so much I have to do.
Wait, Stanley. I've just now realized. That bucket you're holding, it's the bucket I've been working on for my sequel.
What?
How did you get your hands on it?
I don't know.
Isn't this the preview to the sequel?
No.
How do you have the bucket already?
I don't know.
This makes no sense at all.
No. Don't notice this.
Hold on. Did I already show you my ideas for the sequel?
No.
I don't remember doing that at all. You're seeing things all out of order.
Oh boy. Oh, when you're gonna the jumping is yeah.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Awkward. New again? Is this one that we saw first time? It's the first time one. Yeah.
The infinite hole, the giant door. Did you see them already?
Yeah.
Stanley, none of them are ready yet. I'm still developing them. They're not even close to finished. How did they look when you saw them? Were they captivating? Were they exciting? Did they fulfill on the promise of everything that a sequel to Stanley Parable could possibly be? Had I figured out how the hell to make a sequel to this game?
Yeah.
Wait, if you're still carrying the bucket around with you, if the bucket is interesting to you, that means I must have made it correctly.
Yes.
Yes. You carrying the bucket with you everywhere is exactly what I set out to accomplish.
The bucket is the exciting and captivating new content that I promised. I did it! I win!
Yes.
I made a sequel to the Stanley Parable.
Congratulations.
Yes, the sign is correct. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Thank you for taking the bucket everywhere with you, clinging tightly to the bucket, never letting it go. It means I've won. It means I am victorious over the gamers. It is a sweet salve of victory on my soul.
Okay.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
Yep.
The bucket is the Stanley Parable now.
Oh.
They are one and the same.
Yes.
There is no Stanley Parable without the bucket.
Exactly.
I win, I win, I win, I win, I win.
That's what I've been saying.
I win, I win, I win, I win. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Finally, yes, the bucket. Yes, yes, yes. I love that bucket.
Would this be the same as before? Oh, okay. Return to the museum thing. Yeah. Okay. I found a spawner. Ooh, nice. Did you break the spawner, or did you just maybe plan on making a farm out of it? I don't know.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
I mean,
the
I like it.
original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget
did.
this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Yep. For the first time ever, definitely.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel.
Yep.
An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Yep.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Yes.
It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a... Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Let's walk into the bucket room with the bucket, I guess. See what happens.
Wait, there are 2 buckets here?
Yes.
How did you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me?
Oh. Okay.
Stanley! Oh, thank God.
no.
I didn't lose you. Stanley,
No.
the power of 2 buckets was too much. I had to destroy both of them.
No.
I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you can forgive me.
Like, buckets. All I had. All I had. Okay. I got a cat music. Ooh, nice. Cat's one of the best ones in my opinion. How? So I left it? Oh, nice. That's good. Maybe make a good old farm out of it. No, never forget. Just never forget. Exactly.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well
So I'll
Someday
choose this one this time.
and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
This one this time.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is. Or actually, Maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on. Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now
Yes.
then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Nope.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Maybe it'll be the exact same. I don't know. You probably
Okay,
will.
Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole?
Yes.
To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite?
That's
Well,
what
that
she
sort of
said.
depends on your definition of infinity.
What?
From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Yep.
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
Yeah.
What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely?
I don't know.
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you,
Yep.
then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I will actually just walk away because, you know, it's probably the same ending, so. No real reason to continue if we've already done it, right? Okay, here it is. The easy achievement. It's the achievement that we've never gotten before. It was just left by the creators on accident.
Now, here's something special.
do this.
You remember that broken test achievement that
Yes.
got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Okay.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Yep. There it is.
As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What?
Yep.
Wait.
Test
what
achievement,
in the
please
hell is
ignore.
going on? You got the achievement?
Yep.
Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched?
I don't know.
Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended.
Yeah.
It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2.
Yep.
Breathe. Just breathe. What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Out of order. Wow. Why? Because I collected all of them. There's one thing that I'm aware of that I need
Calling
to
it the
say.
Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
I don't know.
But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement, right? An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. We found that out. Okay, so this just goes down there. Wasn't this door locked before? Yep, it's unlocked now. That's what I
Aha!
thought.
I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well
Yep.
done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen.
Yeah.
So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity.
Oh.
What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider.
Okay.
And that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later.
Okay.
I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. Bumpscosity, there it is. 1,000. Oh, it's like really... Oh, okay, 0. Then I... What? 12, then 50, then 76, then 100, then 1,000? Alright. Yeah, we'll keep it at 1,000. Resume the game. Cool. Also, again, I have changed all the settings. That's cool. Okay. As far as I'm aware, that's everything new, so... I know there's, like, yeah, whatever. The name thing hasn't changed. From, as far as I'm aware. So... Oh, are we gonna be allowed to leave without the bucket?
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's
Yes.
going to work.
Yeah.
There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together,
Yeah.
and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Yeah, we did. I didn't look at the new name thing because
Okay. Are you ready?
that didn't change.
Here
so-
it is.
Yeah,
I
don't know
give
if it
you
should show up here.
the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. I like it. It does show up here. Okay. 36.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
I like it.
Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, that's amazing.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating
inside those
gags,
buckets.
but they don't add up to anything.
They do.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect.
Well, we
With
go
care for the vision and
changes.
integrity of the
Okay.
original game. Would it possibly work?
Yes, it
I
would.
suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Begin the game, of course.
This is the story.
And then, is that everything?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
I don't
mean?
know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he... One man, one bucket, one chance to seize their destiny together.
I'm not sure. Maybe this is just the same as before. Silence.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting...
Okay. Begin the game again.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others,
Let's check
wherever
in
they
ending.
were. Just a matter
No,
of time.
that doesn't really count as an ending, does it?
It's bucket time.
I do like how we can
Stanley
change the
clutched the
balloons.
bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
Bean, you want to see
Had
me
the
fall?
bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I don't know what else I might be missing.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Well, from here, it looks like the only way forward is down, since the lift won't be coming back, but that's okay. You've got a bucket.
Yes.
Did you know that buckets are routinely used as cushioning devices? It's true.
Oh.
You can fall on a bucket from literally
That's
any
supposed to make
height
it
and
easier.
survive. Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Yeah. Fall, yeah. Nothing. That should count as an ending, so... That it? That everything? I don't know. I'm confused. Splat, yes. I mean, I already said yes, so I assume... Oh my god. Yeah, we got time. I think I've done everything. There is one more thing I keep on forgetting to do. Here, I'll put it in chat to remind myself. There we go. That'll do it. This looks different. I don't know why. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. Anyways. Like, I've already pressed no, I've already pressed yes. I don't know where else I can go. There's only one more thing I can think of to do. And that's just like a little extra thing I thought I'd show y'all. Being you might actually know what it is, so I don't know. It's not shown all the time, but, you know, it's well known enough that you can do it that you might know.
Jim.
I doubt I'll know it. You've known a lot, so... You've known a lot throughout the game, so... Oh, there we go. It's not even anything new, it's something, like, it was in the original game. I'm not even sure if it's in the Ultra Deluxe, so we'll see. Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read... Developer said, what nonsense. Is this the same as the original? Protect it. The sun explodes. Yep, looks like it. Let it burn. The Stanley Parable 4. The Revenge of Gun. That's odd. It's keeping count. It's keeping track that this is the Stanley Parable 4. And I don't know if that was on purpose. Let's do it. Like, it could be that it just keeps track of that stuff in, like, built in the game. It's just add one from last one. It's just some quick coding. Are you ready? Yep. First enter the time, of course. 5:58. Enjoy the Stanley Parable. Yeah. It keeps count here too, and I guess it could just be that's the same font and not that it's just, you know, color. Huh. I don't know. Log credits. I don't know. I might have to actually just check on YouTube or something if this is everything. But I guess, in the meantime, we'll end up doing the thing that I was going to show you.
This is...
It's weird though, because didn't it say that it was every time we die, it'll add a number?
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Yeah.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
Do this first and after
He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed.
I guess I could just
days. Had years
get that
gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure beyond any doubt was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
That one.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay, I take it back. I do want to do that.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his
Okay, so you can't just change endings halfway through. That's funny. Anyways, begin the game again. The sequel is now paused. Interesting. Anyways, I'm going to show you the
All
thing
of
now.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm going to type something in the keyboard. F-A-C-E-P-U-N-C-H. Face punch. Dang it. It's not in the game anymore? Let me make sure I spelled that correctly. Here. F-A-C-E-P-U-N-C-H. Man. Not in the game anymore. That sucks. Bean, did you know what that does? Because it like shows like a bunch of like face punch, like a little animation thing like everywhere. It's cool. But yeah. We see we're turning left again. It's weird. It just does that sometimes. It's weird. Huh. Well, guess that's everything. I think. Yeah. Alright, I think I know that one. Okay. I've been terraforming a cave for of boredom for like 30 minutes. That's fair. Okay. Well, let me check YouTube real quick. I'm just gonna see if there's anything more. Ultra Deluxe. And my phone's gonna be slow because of course it is. But yeah, because there's this thing inside the game where what happened was I don't know if you were here for this, Bean. I don't think you were. What happened was it revealed that it's not that we made up the narrator, no. The narrator made us up. Yeah. I know that sounds weird and crazy, but it's true. The narrator made us up. Oh, there is one thing I can do. Full game, ending, true ending. Sure. Weird, yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to read chat for a bit, so do me a favor and don't talk, please, because I don't know. Because the way I read chat is on my phone.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The face.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
No, further
Stanley
than that.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What? Oh, further.
Here's the door, just go.
Yeah.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Really? Is that it?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Okay.
What horrible secret did
Yeah,
this
we've unlocked
place
everything.
hold?
That's it.
Stanley
We're
thought
done.
to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, I can read chat again. Yeah. Am I the one that finds that weird?
Now the monitors jump to life.
Yeah.
Their true nature revealed.
That's so odd.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many
blue door.
individuals reduced to images on a screen.
only thing I might have
and
missed.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
The only thing that I might have missed is like some
This
small little
mind
Easter
control
eggs, but
facility, it
I
was
don't feel too bad for
horrible
missing
to
some
believe
Easter
it
eggs.
couldn't be
I can just
true.
watch those on YouTube
Had
and I won't
Stanley
feel bad
really
at
been
all.
under someone's control all this time?
And also
was this
there's
the only
some
reason he was happy with his
achievements that I haven't
boring
got.
job? That his emotions had been
shut up.
manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, there might be some achievement. Like, I know there are at least two achievements that I have not gotten because, you know, play it for a full Tuesday and don't play the game for 10 years. What I find funny is that if you want to get that don't play the game for 10 years game, like, if you want to get that the legitimate way, the original game came out in... What the heck? Weird. Infected or something, I think, is what that said. Yeah, the original game came out in 2013. It is now 2022. Oh, there it is. The thing opens back up eventually. 2022, which means 10 years have not passed. So if you want to get that the legitimate way, you can't. Like, you have not... The Ultra Deluxe comes out before you can get it legitimately. But also, Bean, do you know what happens when you just go back? Because eventually, when you're waiting over there, it'll just let you go back and come back over here. Do you know what happens? Fired? Yeah, I do like how some of them are fired. And there's still that one singular one, 2, 3, 4, that's glitched. And I don't get it. What I think is happening is that might be the one that leads to the, I don't know what happens? Okay, that might be the one that leads to the window ending, and it might be trying to tell us, like, hey, look at this. But yeah, this is what happens. Maybe it's... There it is. Yo, yeah. Pressed again. Can't. What did we fall off?
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome!
Okay. Now what happens if we continue?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
I'm
it
also
mean?
gonna take the bucket with me.
Stanley
because why not?
decided to go to the meeting. It's bucket time.
Yes. Good music, yeah.
Stanley
good music.
touched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Like, I've only seen like 2 videos that show that, and I'm like,
Still
why?
no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps
why?
his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
There were so many things. It doesn't like
Stepping
just
into
go
his manager's
fast when you have the
office,
bucket.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, I don't think you'll be missing much because... Yeah, we have to like wait for the thing to be opened.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
They don't go to the 600s. Sorry, there is one singular 600s, but they don't go to 666. And I cannot accept this. Unforgivable. Bean, I'm assuming you're back by now? I just want to end up seeing both what happens when you go up with it going, like does it still play? And also, does the bucket change this at all? It does not change. Where's 420? I mean 427? It was like somewhere over there, I think. Maybe it was over there. One of those two spots. Oh, 420 from 420. Okay. I don't know how I didn't pick that up. Secret voting engaged. Secret room 2014. Super secret.
No!
Just continues playing.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never!
Nope, never.
His one friend in the entire world. At this
I think
point,
we couldn't even
he could
hear
trust
the narrator's
no
voice over that.
except for the bucket.
Bean, you have not seen me
But here
press
was
no
the
or
proof.
yes, I'm pretty sure.
The
So,
heart of the operation.
just for
Controls
fun,
labeled
I'm
with
gonna let you
emotions,
see
happy,
what it is
or
again.
sad, or content.
do you want to see me press
Walking,
no or yes?
Eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Two
best friends,
I don't know which one's
Stanley and the
funnier.
bucket, up against the
If
world.
I turn it off,
They
it's
high-fived
kind
in
of
a really
funny,
cool way,
but also kind of
and the
scary.
bucket made a
On is
sassy
like fully
comment
funny.
about taking down.
I'm gonna go with
But
on,
at the last second,
but off
the
is
bucket
fine.
jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Yeah.
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands. The one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
Yes.
And Stanley was happy.
Yep. This is the happy ending, and if I pressed off, then it would have actually been the bad ending. What Lynn meant by bird ending. Yes, that is exactly what Lynn was referencing.
All of his
But yeah,
co-workers
I've
were
unlocked
gone.
everything.
What could it mean? Stanley
That's so
decided to go to the
odd
meeting
to me.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The reason that's odd to me is just because, like I said, it was revealed inside of a thing, like a little animation type thing, where they were the memory room. We went back to the memory room, and I don't know if you were here for this, Bean, but the narrator told us, let's go back and look at some of the past events. And we went our way back, and we made it all the way to the office, 427. We were inside the office. And then once we were inside, the narrator just went, wait, I can remember something before this. I remember something. And then he realized that before the narrator the narrator and Stanley had done all of this, what happened was the narrator was like basically depressed, and the narrator made Stanley up. Yeah. And it said that the narrator wanted to take Stanley for one final spin. Fun, yeah. Wanted to take Stanley for one final spin, you know? Just for good old times. Because the narrator is happy now. The narrator is happy with his life. We don't exist. Yeah, exactly. So, the narrator just went, let's take him for one final spin, and then I'll put Stanley to rest. Because the narrator's happy
All
with
of
his life now.
co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Yes. Why does that happen sometimes? Huh. I don't know what that's referencing. There's totally something that I'm missing. I'm confident that there are things in this game that I just have not found. But I think, as far as I can find... Bean, I found it. There you go. Laugh it up. Anyways. Funny, exactly. But yeah. Yeah. Bean, if you ever play this game or watch videos on it, just know that I will too. I plan on seeing everything inside this game. Like people's playthroughs and things, and I want to make sure 100% that I have played everything, but I'm pretty sure I'm done. So, I'm thinking we're going to end up ending stream. Is there anyone live? There is someone live. Okay. It's Mufasa's friend. Okay. Still odd that it's counting. I don't know. I don't know if I'm missing something. I guess we'll find out once I watch the YouTube videos. But yeah. We are going to end up ending stream. Alright, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Bean, for coming, and anyone else who may or may not be here. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, this game was so good. I liked this game so much. I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end, but I also don't want it to continue forever to make it die. You know? It's, Good game? Exactly. Very good game, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna end up ending this person. They're a friend of mine, basically. I have a friend named Mufasa that I met through Apple. This person is a friend of that person, Mufasa. This is them. Yeah, so I'm gonna be rating them Zortia, I think is how that's pronounced. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna end up rating them. Thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye. Friend of a me.